What's up, all you good fellow fly guys? You know who it is. The Cat in the Hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michael Angel of StarArchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. Now, welcome to another Discourse in Dress, some expressions for your ensemble, and some sonnets for your style. This week, we are going to continue the conversation of love languages, and I'm going to give you some good ideas for Valentine's Day that you can take advantage of. You know that I think Valentine's Day is an overly commercialized holiday. I told you that last week, but let's keep it real. Your girl's probably going to be expecting a gift. If you don't get one, then you may be, on the shit list for a little while. So in order to alleviate that, I want to give you some thoughtful ideas that won't cost you a whole lot of money, but will be thoughtful and yield a wealth of love from your partner. So last week, the first love language that we covered was words of affirmation. So give her words for Valentine's Day. If you are a poet, write her some poetry. What I did for an ex-girlfriend probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I wrote out poems every day for her, and then I gave it to her in a notebook. It wasn't even a fancy notebook. I think it was like a 3-ring binder type of notebook. But what I did was I wrote out the poems, printed them, and then presented them to her in a book. So she had her own personal book of poems from me. Now that may not be you. You may not be a poetic soul, but you could write her letters every day from now until Valentine's Day, and then give her those letters, right? You could just write them out in cursive. Make sure that you write them out. Put them in envelopes, and you could give her from now until the 14th, 13 or 14 different letters of love to her. I guarantee you she is going to eat that up and think that that is super dope. If you're dating, then get her a nice card, right? Or create or make a card for her. Make sure that you're doing quality things. I'm not going to tell you or show you how to do that. There's plenty of places on YouTube where you can go check those out. But again, those words of speaking to her greatness, her intelligence, or the things that have attracted you to her that you admire, I promise you will set you apart from the rest of those dudes who are just, telling her that she looks good. But you talking about it in a unique way and writing it down and giving it to her, man, listen, I'm telling you, she's definitely going to thank you. The second thing that we discussed last week was acts of service. So this is something that is going to show you how much you care about her. So one of the things that you could do is make her breakfast in bed. You know what her favorite breakfast is, what her favorite food is, and so you can do that and just serve that to her in bed, and I guarantee you she'll think that it's the best thing in the world, and you can keep on doing that. Don't be monotonous about it, because then she'll come to expect it, but just make sure that you are catering to her a bit. If you just met the young lady, an act of service could be simple as you opening the door for her, pulling out her chair, little things like that are really not expensive, but are things that people don't do anymore. Making sure that when you guys are walking, if you're walking down the street, that you're walking on the outside of her. Little things that will show her that you know how to be socially intelligent, you're romantic, and you're a gentleman. The third love language that we talked about last week was receiving gifts. And again, this doesn't have to be anything over the top. Instead of you going to buy chocolates, you could make her some chocolate covered strawberries or some chocolate covered whatever her favorite fruit is, and then put it in a nice box and present it to her. Remember, when you are giving a gift to a person who likes receiving gifts, they do appreciate the presentation. So if you put it in a nice box and then give it to her, she'll appreciate it. My homegirl did something super amazing for this guy one day for his birthday. She found out that he liked this alcohol called limoncello. She made up a bottle, right? Because this chick just is amazing and has resources like that. But she made a bottle and then homemade the limoncello and gave it to him for his birthday. Like, he was a basketball player, he had his number on the bottle. Like, little things like this where you're paying attention to that person, what their interests are, what they enjoy doing, their pastimes, and then giving them a gift that is in reference to that pastime can go leaps and bounds, and it may not even be that expensive. The fourth love language that we talked about last week was quality time. Now, again, this doesn't have to be some grand gesture, but a great gift idea would be sending her on a scavenger hunt around the city. Now, again, you're not going to be directly dealing with her specifically, but you can interact with her via the phone and be giving her clues as she goes around the city and leaving recordings. The reason why this kind of came up to me was there was a movie 10 years back called P.S. I Love You, where this dude died, and I guess he knew he was going to die, or he just wanted to do something sweet. So he gave her all of these different things that he wanted her to try after his death. Now, you're not going anywhere yet. You're still very much alive, but you could lead her to you. And in the process, be doing little cool things like talking about the first time that you guys dated, the first place that you kissed, the first place that you went to dinner at, or your favorite restaurant spot, and then ending the scavenger hunt with her meeting you, right? So doing those little things will make her feel extremely special, and you can interact with her without actually interacting with her on the interim. I get it. Guys have to work and got to do things, during the week when that holiday falls, but at the same time, you can still interact with her in that space and on that level. The last love language that we talked about was personal touch. So again, this is not about sex, guys. This is about you touching her in a way that makes her feel comfortable and relaxed. A great practice for this is to give her a spa day. And after you've run the water and you've placed all the bath salts and all those great things in, the bathtub, after she gets out, you can oil her down, make sure that you rub her feet, rub her hands. You can give her a full body massage and make her just feel really, really special. And you can go online and see some great things that you're capable of doing at your home. So those are the 5 gift ideas that you can use. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the love languages that we talked about last week and what ideas you have for showing your lady love on Valentine's Day. Again, you can show her love every day, and I can guarantee you she's going to make sure that she shows it back, because love always creates more love. So before I get up out of here, again, leave some comments in the comment box about the gift ideas that you have or what you're doing for your girl for Valentine's Day. Promise I won't tell her. And make sure that you check out all of our social media platforms at Style Architects, where we can continue to redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. And lastly, don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind, so you should always dress to express. I'm out. We are going to be talking about your language of love. How I came up with this concept was I was reading Gary Chapman's book, The 5 Love Languages, and started